Welcome back, everyone. How's it going, Chase?
Pretty good, pretty good. I am excited for this matchup because, as you can see, it might not be what you might be expecting from maybe your basic Sun team, is what I'll say. Yeah, I mean, have you seen this type of Sun team before? I have to ask.
So I've seen this paste before. Turtle sent me the paste. He was planning on using it for our ladder tour, which we unfortunately had to kind of cancel earlier last week. Because we had the wrong rule set for that, but we will be coming back with the ladder tour this upcoming Thursday, so y'all should keep your eyes peeled in the Discord for that sign-up link. Do we have a code for that yet, Chase, or will that be coming tomorrow?
We do not have a code for that, I believe.
Yeah.
I can get that out tomorrow. We will make the announcement then and get it going. Also, if any of the other casters are listening, can we get a prediction in the chat for this game for channel points?
I think we can handle prediction.
Because I don't know how to do that. I think it's just /predict or prediction or something like that.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, but in the meantime, we have Turtlemania with the Groudon, Charizard, Shiftry, Tapu Fini, Whimsicott, and Thundurus. And Justin Snores, on the other hand, with the Zacian, Thundurus, Urshifu, Incineroar, Rillaboom, and Colossal. Justin running the same team he's been running for a lot of the format, done very well with it, with multiple first and second place finishes at tournaments. So I am very excited to see how this goes. Oh, and we had the prediction running.
Yep, I got it just in time here for seeing the leads in game number 1. We are going to see that Colossal and Urshifu coming out from Justin Snores. While Turtle, let's go ahead and see what Turtle led with here. It is going to be the Groudon and Whimsicott. Really interesting play here, especially given we know a little bit about the item choice on here. How much do you know about Tailwind plus max speed Groudon at +1?
So it outspeeds Colossal, that's for sure. The other thing is this Whimsicott has Switcheroo. So you can just Switcheroo the Colossal away. But also I think Tailwind is a little bit safer of a play. Maybe Switcherooing the Urshifu is a safe play. There's like a bunch of different options you have here because most likely the Colossal doesn't max in the face of a Groudon, especially when the Groudon could potentially max in return. Mm-hmm. The Colossal switches out.
Yeah, we see the immediate removal from the field as the Rillaboom will switch in here to go ahead and set that grassy terrain and go ahead and put some priority pressure down onto this Groudon.
Yeah, but the immediate switcheroo comes off into this Urshifu, and the Urshifu is going to be leaving the field, granted that this Groudon can hit a Precipice Blades.
Oh, and you spoke it into existence. The Urshifu does get the avoid here on the Precipice Blades. It does connect with Groudon, but unfortunately not the target you want.
Yeah, and we just see the close combat into the Groudon doing just under half damage. Yeah, I have to say that getting that damage onto your Groudon, now putting it in the range of like a Banded Grassy Glide here, is very unfortunate considering that you would have just had kind of a free Precipice Blades again this turn, or even a Max Flare if you do a Fire Punch, because Grassy Glide would only do about this much to a Max Groudon.
Yeah, for sure. That is a pretty tough roll there for Turtle. One of those things of the challenge of running Groudon is the fact that Precipice Blades is only 85% accurate. And it feels like it never hits what you need it to hit, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is why you run Wide Lens Groudon. It's the only good Groudon, in my opinion. I think Scarf is cool for some gimmicks, but it is a bit inconsistent, I will say.
Yeah, so now with this priority pressure coming in from that Rillaboom, I think we're likely just going to see it lock itself into a Choice Banded Grassy Glide. Going to be less effective into this Charizard, but still going to be doing a little chunk of damage.
It's going to do half. It's going to do half.
It's going to still do a stupid amount.
It's so strong. But yeah, we just see the Grassy Glide.
Oh, we were both wrong.
Did he change the team? I was gonna say, if this is Banded Grassy Glide, I'm very surprised by how little damage that does.
Yeah, so we do see the proc of Solar Power here. Gonna go ahead and reduce this Charizard's attack its health by the 10% from Solar Power. But now in a pretty nice position where this Charizard can get some damage off if it so chooses.
Yeah, I was gonna say, honestly, like, it's normally the Colossal player who's like, I can just trade my Dynamax for getting up the 6 or 1/6 damage each turn. But in this place, Turtle can kind of freely just get a Wildfire off into his Rillaboom slot, and then just from there kind of sweep with the Scarf Groudon and the Tailwind. So It depends, and I don't know if there's anything that can eat this wildfire. Even Urshifu in the back is going to be taking so much damage.
Yeah, and if the Urshifu does come in, it will be immediately removed from the field given that switch. So the Urshifu is now on the field here. It looks like Justin's probably trying to set up for next turn, knowing that this Rillaboom's going to be going down to a Gmax Wildfire, and from there being able to bring the Colossal back out, max it, and go for the Gmax Coals. It's just going to come down to kind of speed tiers here, with this Charizard not getting a speed boost and instead getting the wildfires off. Probably gonna have to be a little bit worried from that steam engine proc next turn, but we do see the tailwind here come out from this Whimsicott. So this Charizard is now at double speed, and the Rillaboom's just gonna go for some chip here, breaking any kind of potential, well, obviously breaking the sash now that it was taken from the Urshifu. Not the usual way that Whimsicott gets a sash.
Yeah, I will say I don't think I particularly often see the Whimsicott get the sash from tricking it, but it's very useful when it does get it. Another important thing to note is, while it probably doesn't matter for the Charizard, the Whimsicott could trick away the weakness policy from the Urshifu. I mean, the weakness policy from the Colossal as it comes back in. So yes, it will get its steam engine proc, but it won't get the +2/+2 if that's what Turtle wants to do here.
Yeah, it's true. Being able to just kind of give it essentially a useless focus sash here, since the Colossal already is not at full health. But yeah, in this scenario, it's obviously gonna be pretty tough, because it feels like this is Justin's last real opportunity to get these coals up if he wants to this game.
And if for some reason Justin doesn't choose to target the Charizard here, maybe predicting a max guard, the Charizard after an Airstream boost will actually be faster than this Colossal at +6, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine Tailwind +1 speed Charizard is significantly faster than Colossal. I imagine that, +1 times 2 gonna be a little bit faster than
yeah,
times
it hits
4.
I think it hits just over 500. It hits like 502 or something like that.
We're talking insane numbers here, so fun
which
stuff.
is it's faster than +1 Regieleki, I think, which hits like 435, 415, I don't know. Sadly, you don't get the eject button under this Colossal this turn with the Switcheroo, as it does get the Focus Sash. Aqua Jet breaking its own Focus Sash. Not particularly important, but important to know that the Colossal isn't getting the boosted attack stat.
Yeah, so do you think a Charizard lives this in any way, shape, or form?
Oh, not at all.
Yeah, I don't think so either, especially not from 60% health. Colossal's weak without its weakness policy, but it's not that weak.
Yeah, and the important thing to note here is that the Groudon is going to be faster than this Colossal. So something like a Moonblast and a Precipice Blades feels pretty free at this point. Again, if you can hit the Precipice Blades, and then assuming Zacian or something is in the back, the Groudon, again, barring it hits Precipice Blades, is sitting in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, for sure. Having the Tailwind up, plus that Choice Scarf, and at this point, Justin should know that it is, in fact, Choice Scarf, given the fact that it outsped the Urshifu on turn 1, going for the close combat play.
Yeah, and looking at the moveset that Turtle has, there's not really anything you can do outside of just going for the Precipice Blades and hoping you hit it. It's looking like Turtle's potentially thinking about switcherooing. An interesting play last turn could have been switcherooing the Urshifu to get the eject button back, and then switcherooing it onto the Colossal, but I'm not sure how that would have worked. But, well, let's see. Can this Groudon hit its Precipice Blades? That is the question.
Yeah, that's the real question here. The +6, and it does double connect. That's going to be not quite a double KO. I spoke a little bit soon on that Zacian there. But Zacian now within range of just about anything.
Yeah, and I believe this Moonblast that went into that slot should also just pick up the Zacian here.
Yeah.
And with a Shiftry in the back against a Urshifu Water, without a Focus Sash, and still the Whimsicott and Groudon on the field, is going to be very difficult.
Yeah,
Harsh Sunlight does fade.
Yeah.
Tailwind, I believe, also ends. Not yet. Next turn, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, with the Harsh Sunlight fading, Shiftry is obviously going to be... Shiftry has Chlorophyll, correct?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. I haven't seen very much Shiftry. I was like, I know one of its... Or I was thinking of the new Zarude Pokemon, the Dark Grass, that's like Magic Leaf or something, or Leaf Guard, or it can't
Yeah.
be statused in Sun, which is just a terrible ability.
I think it's even worse. I think it can be statused. Its partner can't be statused.
No, that is terrible.
Yeah, it's maybe both can't be statused. I don't know. It's just not good. But yeah, it's interesting to see here that Turtle's choosing not to go for the Sunny Day on the Whimsicott. Potentially, he could Sunny Day Precipice Blades, but sacking off the Shiftry instead. Maybe knowing that just 2 Moonblasts should be enough, or a Moonblast into a Fire Punch should be enough to KO.
Honestly,
Or
one
even just a
Moonblast
Moonblast
should
by
be
itself,
enough, yeah. Urshifu has kind of terrible special defense, and Whimsicott, while not the most, potent offensive pressure, a Stab Moonblast is usually enough to go ahead and finish off that Urshifu.
Yeah, Whimsicott has like a decently high special attack stat, surprisingly. It's just nobody really utilizes it for its special attack. I mean, like I believe it's like in the high 70s. Like, it's not an awful number, but it's not a great number.
Yeah, that's. I'm blanking on what it actually is, which I'm now pressing my Cerebi button.
I think it's 77, but I'm not 100% sure. It's just a really, really weird number.
Yeah, Whimsicott's special attack is 77. You're exactly right. It's
okay.
Physical attack is 67. So I mean,
player of Whimsicott?
Yeah. I think that as a fairy type, it's probably hitting more things like that Urshifu Dark, where you want to be a special attacker in this meta.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Echo Rose is saying, what a spicy tea and the fastest Precipice Blades in the West. It's only good to have the fastest if you have the most accurate.
Yeah, exactly. If you could somehow get Choice Scarf and a Wide Lens, maybe go for a Gravity. I know we've seen Woke Flossie playing around with that Sigalith that goes for Gravity, and next to the Groudon, so its Precipice Blades are 100% accurate. But unfortunately, it feels like that takes so much setup to get done.
Yeah. And then you have on the opposite side, Roller Coaster's answer is just don't miss.
Exactly.
His argument against wide lens is just don't miss, and you can run another item.
Yeah, here at ATX, we train our Pokemon to not miss their moves, and it works out some of the time. Because it turns out you can't bypass accuracy checks in the game.
I just realized Roller Coaster actually said easy, just don't miss. I think I don't know if I said it before or afterwards, but I did not see that in the chat.
Yeah, here we go into game number 2 here of set number 1. Justin Snores with the 2nd place finishing team from our charity tour against Turtlemania, bringing the sauce this week.
Yeah, and this is a really interesting spot because theoretically Max Lightning is very free into this Charizard. The only question is, does Justin Snores predict the potential switch into something like a Groudon and go for the Airstream, like a fake out Airstream? In which case, this Max Wildfire might just be a pretty free play here.
Yeah, it's really going to come down to what Justin read from this turn, and seeing Whimsicott click that move, I think is really interesting. Seeing Sunny Day come out here, maybe we'll say we might be seeing a fake out here.
Yeah, I was gonna say if the prediction was that the Thunders was just going for the Airstream, and do you think you can survive it? An interesting play could have been to switch into the Groudon and Wildfire, but I think this covers a couple more options because you don't want to take the Airstream onto your Groudon on that switch in.
Yeah, and the other thing is, now that Justin knows this is, trick Whimsicott, fake out pressure feels really important, and,
Oh, I didn't even think that big brain. You get the fake out into the Whimsicott, it switches into the Groudon, and you get the KO on the... This is incredible.
Yep, so kind of either way, I'm getting Sun Up play here from Turtlemania as we see the Whimsicott go ahead and switch out with its eject button. Gonna go ahead and bring the Groudon in immediately, set the Sun, and we're gonna see what kind of a call. Basically, either way, Turtle's in a very interesting place here, either with a very fast Groudon, or it's gonna be...
it's Wackenberry on the Charizard, I forgot!
Incredible stuff here. Wackenberry Charizard gonna go ahead and live this not as comfortably as you'd want, but it does hold on with just under half of its health. This returning Wildfire better be KOing, which I don't know if this is AV, not gonna be the case. And actually, we just saw the Life Orb proc, so this is not AV. This just goes down.
Oh my gosh. I forgot. Turtle and I talked about this idea of the Scarf Groudon and the Wackenberry Charizard for so long the other day. And yeah, the Thunders goes down to the Wildfire Flame. So that was an incredible turn 1. I think they're literally covered everything that could possibly happen in one turn.
Yeah.
And now you have Scarf Charizard with Scarf Groudon with only potentially the Rillaboom in the back as an option. And if the Rillaboom comes in, you just get a free Airstream.
Yeah, exactly.
So
really, really rough position here for Justin. He's going to bring the Zacian out. The Zacian, how much do you think it takes from a Wildfire through Protect?
A lot. I would tend to guess that this is going to be something like an Airstream and a Precipice Blades, though. Potentially, we could see the Wildfire. I would guess the Zacian protects in the Instant parting shots. So, like, if Instant somehow doesn't die to Precipice Blades, but I think Zacian just dies. I don't think there's any way, like, if Zacian just gets the Wildfire from the sun... Oh, it's not Life Orb, so maybe not.
Yeah. We do see the Incineroar just go ahead and make a hard switch out here into this Rillaboom.
Oh my gosh, it's taking an Airstream.
Yeah, it's not going to like this. Basically, Turtle's play here covers basically this entire play. Anything short of this Zacian somehow, I don't know, living and return KOing. I guess it doesn't dodge the Precipice Blades. Unintimidated Groudon. It's very strong. It's going to be a one-hit KO onto that Zacian from spread damage, which I believe we saw in last game, so that was potentially a roll last game, so higher roll this time around. But yeah, now with this Airstream, that is just going to go ahead and immediately remove this Rillaboom from the field. With just an Incineroar left... I think the Groudon and the Charizard might have this one. We could see the Max Incineroar here, but I don't think it's living a combination of a Precipice Blades and an Airstream. Yeah. It is now -1 on the Precipice Blades at the very least, so you have that little bit going for you. I don't know. Yeah, this is an incredible team put together from Turtle. I'm really impressed with kind of how it covered almost every single thing that Justin could do here. And I know it wasn't specifically built to counter team Justin because he sent me this team on Thursday.
Yeah, I remember talking about like last Monday that he wanted to run this team. And we talked about it for a while, and he came up with better ideas than I had in the last spot. My idea was you should run Soak Feeny plus all this stuff. Like, I said Adrenaline Orb Soak Feeny, which I don't think is what he ended up going with. But yeah, that was fun to watch.
That was a really enjoyable set right there. I mean, very one-sided, but very enjoyable to see all the techs that were brought on this one team from Turtlemania. So really well played by Turtlemania, and that's a rough team to catch if you're Justin Snores. You're not expecting a Scarf Groudon, I don't think, really ever right now.
Yeah, no, I'm very often a Mimikyu player, so seeing the Groudon Charizard lead and the Groudon moves first and you just die to Wildfire, not at all fun.
No, not in the least bit.
So
yeah, for sure. Giving Turtlemania a shout out. Y'all check Turtlemania's got all of his socials here on his little card, so go check that out. And I think Justin also streams, and I don't have that on this.
I think it's Justin Snores VG.
Yeah, we'll give a shout out to Justin Snores VG.
I'm pretty sure I have I'm following them, but yeah.
Yeah, so go show some love to these folks who were kind enough to come play in this really fun exhibition match.